let's be honest, we've all been there, right? You get completely stuck on one single negative thought, and it just plays on a loop in your head. It's a horrible feeling, but today, we're going to look at a pretty radical way to break free from that cycle. You know the feeling. It could be a memory, something someone said to you, or a mistake you regret. It doesn't even matter what it is. Once it digs its claws in, that one little thought can totally hijack your day, your peace of mind, everything. And it's like it has this superpower to poison everything else. All of a sudden, good things don't feel so good anymore. Your work feels meaningless, and any kind of joy just seems out of reach. That mental loop is powerful, and it can seriously derail your well-being. So we spend all this energy trying to fight the thought, right? We try to push it away or argue with it in our heads. But what if the thought itself isn't actually the problem? Now, this changes the entire game. Okay, so when a negative thought hits, we usually reach for a quick fix. We put on some music, binge a show, call a friend to complain. And hey, that stuff can help for a little while. But if we want a permanent path out, we have to do something totally different. We have to turn around, face the problem, and actually investigate where it's coming from. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of this thought? We're going to follow a line of questioning that goes way, way deeper. We're going straight to the core of the issue. And here it is. This is the question. It sounds so simple, but it is incredibly profound. When you feel that pain, that sadness, that anxiety, who or what is actually the one experiencing it? Of course, the first thing that pops into your head is, me. I'm the one who's suffering. Duh. It feels completely obvious, doesn't it? But let's actually put that assumption to the test. So let's break down this I. Is it your body? Well, your body can definitely feel physical pain, like if you stub your toe. But can your body feel sadness? Can your skin feel heartbroken? It seems like emotions aren't really located in our physical parts. So if the suffering isn't in the body, it's got to be in the mind. But that just brings up an even bigger question. What even is the mind? According to this line of thinking, the mind isn't a thing you can point to in your brain. It's more like a process, a constant flow, a collection of thoughts. And what are thoughts made of? They're built out of our memories, our past experiences. Think about it. Without memory, you couldn't form a thought. In this view, if you had no memory, the mind would just not be there. Okay, so here's the crucial next step. If suffering happens in the mind, and the mind is just a collection of memories, can a memory by itself feel sad? Can a recording of an event actually suffer? That seems impossible, right? And this quote just brilliantly drives the point home. Think about any relationship in your life. You think you're interacting with the actual person, but this perspective says you're actually interacting with the mental image, the collection of memories you have stored up about them. This is exactly how it plays out. Let's say a couple is fighting. The boyfriend isn't really mad at the actual girlfriend standing in front of him. He's mad at his memory of her, his bundle of expectations, past hurts and ideas. And guess what? She's doing the exact same thing with her memory of him. They're basically two ghosts arguing with each other. And there you have it, the source of our arguments, our frustrations, all our emotional pain. It's not one person against another person. It's one person's subjective memory clashing with another person's subjective memory. So if conflict is just memory versus memory, what gives it such a powerful personal sting? Well, this gets us to what this philosophy calls the core illusion. It all starts with one simple belief. I am this body. But let's really look at that. What is this body made of? Food, water, air? It's all borrowed from nature. Is the water in your cells really yours? Or is it just nature's water on loan? This idea suggests the fundamental mistake. The source of all our suffering is this act of claiming personal ownership over a body that really belongs to the whole universe. So every single problem we think we have, fear of getting old, worrying about our health, our conflicts with other people, it's all built on top of this one really shaky foundation, the idea that I am this temporary bag of skin and bones. So if this whole investigation shows that you're not the body feeling the pain, and you're not the mind or the memory creating the story about the pain, then what do? Where does that leave us? The solution then isn't to fight harder, but to simply let go. It's about seeing reality as it is without the cloudy filter of your personal memories. It means surrendering this deep-seated but false belief that you are in control of your body. The idea is to entrust the body and all its functions back to nature, back to the very force that's been running it perfectly all along. When that imaginary I steps out of the way, the problem it was creating just dissolves. And just think about it. When are you truly deeply happy? It's in those moments when you completely forget yourself. When you're lost in music, totally absorbed in nature, or even just deep in sleep. In those moments, the I, with all its problems and all its memories, is just gone. And what's left behind is pure peace. So that's the final thought I want to leave you with. All your suffering, your history, your anxieties, it's all part of a story, the story of me. What would happen? What would you discover if you dared to let that story go?